would apply the
Ms.
rule.
Freeman, that was not the question I asked you. You disagree with the death penalty, don't you?
Senator, if confirmed, I would apply the law regardless of any views that I may or may not have.
So you're hesitating because you're afraid to answer honestly.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got an intense showdown to cover as Senator Ted Cruz takes on a judicial nominee in a heated exchange that you won't want to miss. We're diving deep into the confrontation between Senator Cruz and Ariana Freeman, a nominee for the U.S. Court of Appeals. Senator Cruz questioned Freeman about her views on the death penalty. Now, Cruz wasn't holding back, he wanted a straight answer. But Freeman, trying to stay within the lines of the judicial code of conduct, kept saying she would follow the law. I mean, sure, that's what you'd expect from a nominee, right? But Cruz wasn't satisfied. He pushed harder, clearly wanting to know where she really stood on this controversial issue. Cruz didn't just stop at the death penalty, he dug into Freeman's past, bringing up her participation in a protest against Trump's travel ban. Cruz questioned how she could claim to avoid public policy discussions while being involved in such activism. And then, he took it a step further, criticizing her career defending criminals. Let's get into it.
You disagree with the death penalty, don't you?
Senator, I support the rule of law, and if confirmed, I would apply the
Ms.
rule.
Freeman, that was not the question I asked you. You disagree with the death penalty, don't you?
Senator, if confirmed, I would apply the law regardless of any views that I may or may not have.
So you're hesitating because you're afraid to answer honestly.
Senator, respectfully, my understanding of the code of conduct for United States judges, which applies to judicial nominees, is that I am to refrain from commenting on matters of public policy that may come before me.
Really, this is the same person who submitted a photograph of yourself at a protest at the Philadelphia International Airport, labeled Ariana Freeman, Senator of Philadelphia, cheers and chants with others during a protest to President Donald Trump's executive order banning travel to the U.S. by citizens of Iraq, Iran, Sudan, Libya, Somalia, and Yemen. That's refraining from engaging in public policy?
Senator, I attended that public event in 2017, long before I was a judicial nominee and subject to the code.
Okay, well, the canons don't prohibit you sharing what your views are to this committee, and we have judges appear here all the time. It's not remotely credible that you don't have a view on the death penalty. You've devoted your entire professional career to representing criminals, to representing murderers, to representing rapists, to representing child molesters. You believe the death penalty is wrong. You have been a zealot against the death penalty. Is that true or false?
Senator, I have spent 12 and a half years fulfilling my duty to zealously advocate for the interests of my client, regardless of the sentence. Some of those sentences were death sentences. For the past 8 or so years, I have worked on non-capital cases.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, let's take the case that the Pennsylvania Supreme Court talked about, and Senator Hawley discussed this some. Terrence Williams, one of your clients, had a long list of violent crimes, including armed robbery and another murder, just months before he killed Mr. Amos Norwood. Mr. Williams had separately been convicted of murdering a different victim by stabbing him 20 times in the head, the back, the chest, clean through his neck, before then trying to burn his body. Apparently, this method of murder was one Mr. Williams was fond of, because his second victim, Amos Norwood, he blackmailed him to meet him in a cemetery, where Williams beat Norwood with a tire iron until he died. And then the next night, Williams returned to burn the victim's body. Terrence Williams is a bad guy. When you're faced with a repeat murderer about whom there are no serious questions of guilt, nobody doubts that this guy is a serial murderer. Your choice, you don't feel sympathy for the victims, you don't stand with the victims. Your choice, you've spent your life trying to save that murderer. And listen,
Despite the heated exchange and all the criticisms Cruz leveled against Freeman, he made a pretty bold prediction. He said that Freeman would still be confirmed by Senate Democrats, who he claims support an anti-law enforcement agenda. So what do you think? Was Ted Cruz right to press Ariana Freeman so hard, or was this just political theater? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got more in-depth analysis and updates coming your way, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.